Part 2, Studwork Walls. Let's have a look at different types of plasterboard. This, you can see, has got a foil back to it. These are generally used where a studwork wall backs onto an external wall. So this foil acts to stop any damp going into the board. They're about £1 more expensive per sheet than conventional board, which has just got a sort of card face to it. Just to have a look at standard board sizes. So this one says wall board duplex 2.4 metres by 1.2 metres, 12.5mm thick. I like to use 12.5mm. It's just a bit stronger than 9.5mm, and some of the angles that you have to force the board for in the corridors, you need a little bit of strength. So plasterboard is quite easy to break, so a little bit more strength is worth the extra £1 or so for a board. Plasterboard's pretty delicate at the best of times. The next thing to do is to cut the plasterboard to size. I've measured this at 2.3, so I'm just going to use my knife to put a little mark on. Feel free to use what you wish, but we're going to be cutting with a Stanley knife, so it's the hand, we'll just use that. We need to have the good side up, so the side that you'll see from the room. The next thing to do after you've marked where you need to cut is find a straight edge. So what we're trying to do now is to cut not all the way through, but just the surface of the cardboard, and we need just to make a slice through that. So I wonder if I can do this single-handedly. Probably dead against any health and safety rules, but try not to cut your knee off. Hopefully you can just see now I've got a nice dead straight line. Let's just cut through the surface of the plasterboard. Now all we're going to do is lift the plasterboard and snap it back. I'll try and show you that single-handed. So I've turned the back. I'm not going to score it. I'll just have to put my knee into the side and take a grip, and without dropping it, you can see that's broken really easily. So the next step is to just run the Stanley knife up that edge. Hopefully you can see that. This is Mission Impossible single-handedly. Ever so much easier with an assistant or two hands. So that's the end chopped off. Once you've got your piece of plasterboard in position, hopefully not too big a gaps anywhere, we need to fix it. Now every piece of plasterboard I've bought has had, I don't know whether we can see these, a little blue really faint X, and there's the next one. So this is 600 from the edge, so it should be lined up if you've built your wall right with a stud behind it. I use screws, I believe 32mm. Let's have a look. I'm going to have to put the camera down. Here's the box of screws. And here's my trusty old drill with a driver bit. And that's my weapon of choice. You can buy a screw gun if you wish, if you've got loads of money, but we're trying to save some money here. So here we go, drywall screws. Something called a Boogle Phillips head, sounds interesting. They have got a coarse thread on them, and the black phosphate bit is so they don't go rusty and leach a rust stain through your finish. I use 32mm by 3.5, and you can get these from online through Toolstation or Screwfix. I find Toolstation cheaper. Bit tricky one-handed, but that's what we're looking for the screw to be indented slightly so we can add some filler over the top to cover the screws up. We need to go all the way up the centres, the top, the bottom and the sides, and once you've done that your plasterboard's in place. And my next guide is going to be on skimming the walls to provide a finish. Bye bye.